Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If we've never met before, my name is Chelsea and I make new videos weekly on fashion, beauty, and travel. Subscribe down below for 2 videos a week. Today's video is going to be a project pan update video. I pledged to do these once a quarter, but you know, it's May. It's getting into May and I'm much overdue. You know, things have been a little crazy these last few months. A lot of things have changed over the last few months, and unexpected life changes and current events have kind of impacted the success of my project pan. So I'm going to show you guys my progress on all the products, everything I used up, and things I'm swapping in. If you're new here or I'm not sure what I'm talking about, I had like a life-changing surgery. The playlist is linked above if you want to catch up on that. Are you guys doing a project? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Having an accountability partner is everything. So let me know if you're on a project pan and what your struggles are, what you've used up. If you have a video, I can come check it out. Let me know in a comment down below. So without further ado, let's hop in. So I'm going to start with a product I finished off and what I'm swapping in its place. And in this case, it's an exact duplicate. This is the It Cosmetics CC Cream. This is the oil-free matte version, and this is in the shade Light, and this is in the shade Light. If you watched the last video, I already was well on my way to using this up, and I anticipated I would use it up in Q1, which I did. So that is what that looks like. I'm gonna have cutaways for all the products mentioned today, but this is a fresh tube. I haven't used this one yet. That was the only item I finished up. But I also had another tube of the It Cosmetics CC Matte in the project, and this one I'm still working on. This is in the shade Fair Light. The reason for putting 2 of these in my project was twofold. 1, really love the product, and 2, SPFs expire. They do have a finite shelf life. So I want to make sure I'm cycling through my SPFs, so that's why this is in the project, and I really love using it for every day. So stay tuned for the next update, but I anticipate using this one up as well. The next category is primers. I have 3 primers here. One's kind of a self-tanner and a primer. First is the Saint-Tropez Everyday Tinted Moisturizer and Primer. This is like a self-tanner and a primer in one. You can wear it alone. You can wear it under makeup. And I've used it, but there's still quite a bit of product in here. Second is the Coconut Skin Smoothie Priming Moisturizer by First Aid Beauty. Love this, and I would say it's probably down to here. I haven't been marking it, but I know it's very close to being empty. This is a great moisturizing base for makeup. Love that. I've used this primer less so than the First Aid Beauty one, but this is the Original Skin Pore Perfecting Cooling Primer. This is the mousse texture one, and it really does mattify. I tend to only use this in my T-zone. I use it less liberally than the First Aid Beauty one, but I'm gonna keep it in the project pan because I really do like it. This product doesn't really have a designated category in my project pan, but if I was to choose the closest one, it would be the primer category. This is the Master Strobing Liquid by Face Studio from Maybelline. I'm embarrassed and ashamed to say that I didn't use this a single time during Q1. Just with what was going on in my life, I don't really like a ton of cream products in general, and when it comes to highlights, I just have powders that I prefer to reach for. In fact, I have 2 powder highlights in my project pan that I'd reach for over this. What I planned on doing was mixing this with my body moisturizer to add a little glow. Based on current events, I'm not really going anywhere, so I don't have a place to wear, you know, body glow too. So because of that, I'm going to rotate this product out and probably let it go because I'm not reaching for it. I'm not inspired to use it, and the use case that I anticipated is it's kind of canceled for the near term at least. So what I'm going to be swapping in for this is this. This is the Tinted Beauty Cream by Skin Refined Med Spa. Skin Refined Med Spa is where I go to get all my injectables and fillers. They're in Sunnyvale, California. I'll link them down below. I did my under eye filler there. I've done Dysport there. I've done dermaplaning there. They're just the best. And they've come out with some of their own products recently, and this is amazing. It's very silky, zinc oxide based sunscreen, and it's a little bit tinted. So this is something I usually keep in my bag to apply on the go for the days I'm maybe not wearing makeup. It's just great to reapply sunscreen and know that I'm getting that SPF 50 broad spectrum protection. So gonna swap this out and swap this in to keep myself protected all summer long, and this is just something that I'm gonna be using more frequently than something like this, especially if we're not going anywhere this summer. So hello, bye-bye. So for the face powder category, this is the It Cosmetics Transforming Porcelain Beige Bye Bye Redness Powder. Here's the compact. You can see I've made a little bit of progress on this, but I'm not quite done with it yet. And yes, the lid is broken. I don't know where the lid is right now. I might have thrown it away, not quite sure. So you can see I've used up a bit, still working on this, and I'm committed to using this up because I do like this powder. I anticipate by my next project pan update, I'll have used this up. So that's where we're at right now. The first of 2 bronzers is the number 7 Caramel Bronzer. Here is our progress. I love this bronzer. I obviously love it for bronzer on my face, but I also frequently use this as eyeshadow, my one and done eyeshadow look. It's so easy, so cohesive, and it always looks good. Really emphasizes my green eyes, and it's just a great lazy girl makeup hack. If you don't have a lot of time, use your bronzer as eyeshadow. So I love that, and I've made a lot of progress, still committed to using this up. Then for my glowy bronzer option, I have the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores bronzer. Still love this and still making progress. You can see here's what the pan looks like. I would say if you're gonna look to buy one or the other, go with the matte number 7 bronzer, but that one's becoming increasingly harder to find. So it's very forgiving on textured skin despite having a little bit of a glow to it. So I love this, and it smells like coconuts. I am wearing this one today. Next up are highlighters. This is the Jaclyn Hill Champagne Pop Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed Highlight. Here we are, making great progress on this. I love this. It can be a little too gold when I am at my fairest. I would say sometimes at my fairest I can't pull this off, but right now it's looking good and I am committed to using that up. Will I finish it up by the end of the year? I'm honestly really curious. But for highlight most days, this is what I use consistently, day in, day out. It's the Smashbox Always On palette in the shade Pearl. And as I mentioned in Project Pan Part 1, I am only committing to using these 2 shades because the 3rd shade is a totally different formula. It's a lot more glittery than the first 2 shades. When I'm at my absolute fairest, I typically don't reach for this shade. I'll mix the 2, but most days I'm just going in with the lightest, and I'm actually pretty close to using that up. Well done, pat on the back. So still loving this and will always love it. It's a really good one. It's kind of underrated because it's not that blinding blingy highlight that everybody seems to love. That's just much more of an everyday wearable highlight. It looks beautiful on the skin and it looks great in photography. It never looks overdone. Next, we're going to talk about blush, but the first blush that I do have is technically a duo that contains a highlight. So this is the Natasha Denona Blush Duo in the shade Tutu and Matte Peachy Nude. I've been using this blush almost every time I'm wearing blush. This is just a beautiful peachy, warm, almost terracotta toned peachy nude blush. It's gorgeous, and a little bit goes a long way. It's super duper pigmented, so no pan just yet, but I have been using it every day I am wearing makeup. I've been using the highlights sometimes, but I'm really focused on using up my Smashbox and my Becca before I start chipping away at this highlight. Still loving this and don't want to swap it out anytime soon. And Natasha's so expensive, and I paid for that palette, so I want to use it up. And then I have the MAC Parenza Schooler blush. This is in the shade Blush Ombre Ocean City. So limited edition MAC blush, has a beautiful like almost electric coral blush that fades into a sunsetty beautiful golden peach. So I've been using this one a little less often. It's more, not fluorescent, it's just more vivid and bright than the Natasha Denona, which is more like terracotta nude. This is more like electric coral bright. Like if I want a pop of color, I'm gonna reach for this. If I do something like a simple eye look with just my bronzer in my crease, I would love to use like a more bright, vivid blush. But for the days I'm wearing other more, you know, intricate eye, I say that like air quotes because it's just a shimmer on my lid and usually a matte color on my crease, I would rather go with something more muted in tone like the terracotta peachy Natasha Denona blush. But for the days I want like a vivid pop of color, I would reach for this, but that's less often than when I'm using the Natasha Denona. That was a very long-winded way of explaining that. I'm still committed to using this up, but no pan just yet. Okay, the last category is lips, and I actually want to start this off with this. This is the Shades by Shan lip gloss in the shade Champagne. I'm wearing the shade Vicky on today, which is a creamy nude. This is a shimmery nude that I love to put in the center of my lips, and I'm going to demonstrate that today. It just adds plumpness, dimension, shine, and a little bit of glitz. You can't feel the glitter, but it just adds that extra je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Oh, I just love it so much. I wear it all the time. It has like vitamin E oil in it. It's very nourishing, not sticky at all, but still delivers that nice shine payoff and just a lovely texture, lovely finish, and lovely scent. It smells like vanilla, easy bake oven deliciousness. So you can see the product is down to there. I'll have the close up. You can see the before and after. I've used quite a bit of this. The one and only liquid lip that I do have in the project is the Burberry Lip Velvet in the shade Fawn. Absolutely love this. I've been wearing this a ton in a lot of my videos lately, and I seem to get a lot of compliments in the comments of my videos when I am wearing this shade, and I love it. I've been using it a lot. It's more of a autumnal kind of shade, but you can apply a thinner layer of it to sheer it out. I'm committed to using this up unless it expires on me first, but really happy with this, and I'm glad it's in the project. Okay, and then I think I have 5 bullet lipsticks to finish things off with. First is one that I considered rotating out because I haven't been wearing it, but this is the last straw I think I have for this lipstick. This is a Bite Beauty lipstick that I made at the Lip Lab in San Francisco, and it's really old, but it still smells pepperminty and fresh. If you've never been to the Bite Lip Lab in San Francisco, you can make your own lipstick shade. It's a really fun experience, and once things open again, it's a great thing to take your mom or your sister to, or maybe if you have like a small bridal shower group, birthday, whatever. It's really fun. It's a little more cool tone than the Burberry Lip Velvet, which I'll swatch right next to it. You know, I'm just always reaching for the Lip Velvet instead of the Bite Beauty one. So this is the last chance for this. If I don't use it in the next quarter, it's gonna be rotated out of the project pan because it's already really old, even though it does smell fine. If I'm not using it, what's the point? So this is using the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche formula, which I love. It's one of my favorite lipstick formulas of all time. It's just the shade. I really messed up with the shade. The next lipstick is MAC's Velvet Teddy. I love this lipstick, and as you can see, it's almost used up. I could probably call it quits if I wanted to, but we're just so close. This is MAC Velvet Teddy, and then the middle is the Burberry Lip Velvet, and then the last one is my Bite Beauty shade. So committed to using that up. Next up is this mini travel size Charlotte Tilbury KISSING lipstick in the shade Penelope Pink, which is actually a nude. And this one kind of fell into the depths of my purse, and since we're not going anywhere these days, it kind of got lost in the shuffle. Love this. It is a barely there peachy nude. Gorgeous formula, gorgeous shade. This is Urban Decay's Back Talk Revolution lipstick in the Comfort Matte formula. Gorgeous formula, gorgeous shade. Absolutely love it, clearly, and it's almost done. And then the last lipstick is this L'Oreal Color Riche in the shade Glossy Fawn. I'm gonna put that under Penelope Pink because I just want to see them side by side. This is just a touch deeper than Penelope Pink, but the finish of this is what really sets it apart. It's that beautiful, glossy, hydrated, just juicy lip color. What's nice about the Color Riche Shine formula is that it doesn't have that typical L'Oreal perfume scent. It has a different scent to it. I can't quite pinpoint it, but it's actually pleasant. So these are the only L'Oreal lipsticks that I can kind of tolerate. This is the only one that I like. So love that, but you can kind of see I'm kind of sticking to the same color family. These are all very wearable shades, plus the lip gloss I'm wearing today. You know, aside from the Bite Beauty lip color, I'm really happy with the lipstick collection that I have in my project, and I'm gonna remain committed to finishing these up. All right, friends, that is what's up with my rolling project pan for 2020. I have 20 products that I'm trying to use up this year. I'm having a lot of fun with this challenge, and it's still allowing me some freedom to reach for other things that I want to test out, but really focusing on the products that I want to get my value out of. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I know a lot of people say, okay, it's the sunk cost fallacy. If you already bought it, it doesn't really matter if you use it up or not because you've already paid for it. But these are truly products that I'm really enjoying, and I'm enjoying the challenge of trying to use them up. It really puts it into perspective when you do finally eventually go shopping for makeup, you know, how long it truly takes to use something up, because it's probably a lot longer than you think. And this is a rolling project pan, so when I finish something up, I'm gonna swap something else in its place, and then when I'm sick and tired of using something up, I'm also going to swap something in its place. Because life's too short to be using products you don't like and makeup that you don't feel confident wearing. So if you have any questions about the products mentioned, I'm gonna have everything linked down below. And if you haven't seen part 1 to this video, I will link it up above in the cards, including the playlist that this video will also be in. I'll probably do another check-in at the end of June to see how things are going. I think by the time the next video rolls around, I would say June or July, we'll have at least 2 or 3 empties to share in that round. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below. If you enjoy the video, please hit it with a thumbs up. I will see you very soon in my next one.